control your behavior. They wanted to lock the kids out of school, not because it was too dangerous to have the kids in school, because they didn't want to have kids in school. And so we showed, and we really blew up that entire narrative in the state of Florida by standing against it. Obviously, when you saw the rioting going on in Minneapolis, I didn't just sit there and do nothing. I called out our National Guard. We were not going to let Florida cities burn down, and that did not happen here, and it will never happen here. And so we have to be honest about the destruction that we have seen throughout our country over the last 3 years, particularly in these urban areas that turn their back on our school children and put the interests of school unions ahead of the interests of parents and students. And education's an important issue. As a governor, I know how important it is for the state, but I also look at it through the lens of being a father of a 6, a 5, and a 3-year-old. And my wife and I, we really believe in our bones in the rights of parents to direct the education and upbringing of their kids. We were one of the first states in the country to sign into law a parental bill of rights. And part of parents' rights means you have a right as a parent to curriculum transparency. You have a right to know what is being taught in your kid's school, and if there are materials that are inappropriate because of age or they violate Florida standards, you have the right to blow the whistle on that. Now, we've had empowered parents to do that. Parents have been doing that, and most school districts have been fine, but there have been some that have done some really questionable things. So the parents will blow the whistle if they see something like pornographic books in a middle school library. Of course that is not appropriate, and so they will do that, and that book should not be there. The media, they try to say that this is, quote, banning books. But what you have in a school, you have to make judgments about what's appropriate or not. Doesn't mean you as adults can't buy these books. Some of them I don't know why you'd buy, but they're available in Florida. You go ahead and knock yourself out if you want to do that. But that's much different than what should be in front of a 10-year-old school child. And so the media, when they talk about book ban, understand that is a hoax. They are creating a false narrative. We actually did a press conference that we titled Exposing the Book Ban Hoax. And before I had any of the parents talk, before I even talked, we played a short video that just showed what it was the parents were objecting to. Had some graphic images, had some very graphic language, and the news stations who were covering that press conference had to cut their feed because they said it was too graphic. Well, if it's too graphic for the 6 o'clock news, how is it okay for a 10-year-old school child? And the latest thing they're trying to do is down in Miami-Dade, you have legacy media outlets creating this poem hoax. And so what this is some book of poems. I never heard of it. I had nothing to do with any of this, but it was a book of poems that was in an elementary school library, and the school or the school district determined that was more appropriate to be in the middle school library. So they moved it from the elementary school library to the middle school library. Legacy media outlets are saying that Miami-Dade is banning books. Literally just moving it from one part of the school to the next is now considered a book ban. So you know when they're doing that, and even the school district had to come out and say that's ridiculous. You know, we made the decision, we think it's in middle school. But when they're doing that, you know these legacy media outlets are lying to you. They are trying to create a political narrative that is totally divorced from the facts. And if they're going to do something like this ridiculous poem hoax and actually put that out there and think that you're going to believe it, honestly, that just shows you they're insulting your intelligence. In our country, a republic requires citizens to be engaged, and if you are a citizen who's accepting legacy media outlets uncritically, their narratives uncritically, without using your own independent judgment, you are failing at your duty of being a conscientious citizen. Do not buy what they're trying to feed you.